So this is what happened. It was 1981. I was in a band, and I was a struggling musician, and I was in Los Angeles, California. I came from Seattle to Los Angeles with a dream, and one day I looked at my band, and I thought, you guys suck. So I quit the band. And I didn't have a car. And I walked home from rehearsal, and that night as I was walking home from rehearsal, I was thinking, there must be 3 other heathens in Los Angeles that want to start a band. And at the time in Los Angeles, it was new wave. Everybody had short hair and was conforming to the music industry, and they had skinny ties, and it was called new wave. And that shit pissed me fucking off as a teenager. So I got my ass down to Santa Monica Boulevard and went to a club called the Starwood, and I walked in and there was a drummer on the stage and he was kicking the living shit out of those motherfucking drums. Like it, haven't seen anything like it since. So I went backstage and he was sitting on the floor and he was wearing girls' spandex pants. His name is Tommy Lee. And we sit on the floor in the midst of new wave in Los Angeles, California. We talk about how much we loved punk rock, and how much we loved heavy metal, and how much we loved the great bands that came out of the 70s that were nowhere to be found, like Black Sabbath and Aerosmith and Queen and T-Rex. And I said, hey Tommy, he said, what? I said, let's start a fucking band, and he said, let's do it. So we went to North Hollywood, California, where I was living with a girl, and I can't remember her name, but that doesn't really matter in the story. What matters is we set up bass and drums, and we were playing all these songs, like Take Me to the Top, and Starry Eyes, and Live Wire, and On with the Show. And you remember any of the other ones? Merry-Go-Round? Oh, fucking Merry-Go-Round. Now, you gotta remember, it was just me and Tommy in that front room, and we needed something very badly, and that was a guitar player. So we looked at a magazine called the Recycler Magazine, and there was an ad, and it said, loud, rude, aggressive guitar player, only call me if you're serious. My name is Nick Mars. So, there were these 3 guys with long black hair wearing leather pants and some girls' clothes that we stole. And we started making music, and we were missing the key element, and that was the lead singer. And Tommy said, I know a guy in a band, and he's going to be playing at the Starwood this Friday. So the 3 of us went back to the Starwood, and we walked in, and there was this motherfucker on lead vocals. He was wearing white leather pants, a white leather jacket with fucking white hair, and I never heard a voice like that. It was the most unique voice. He was singing his ass off, and on top of that, all these girls were stripping off their clothes and just throwing themselves at him right there in the club. Is Vince Neil. Yeah. So we had a band. We had a band that didn't sound like anybody else and didn't look like anybody else, and we never wanted to sound like anybody else. We never wanted to look like anybody else. We never wanted to conform. And the first day went something like this. And against the lyrics to Live Wire, he goes, I got this. Nick ripped into the goddamn riff and started kicking the shit out of it. Tommy bashed it on his drums. I picked up the bass, and we started doing that song. And at that exact moment, motherfuckers, at that exact moment is why we're here. It was January 17th, 1980 fucking From the cradle to the grave, we will haunt you till you die.